Evening, everybody. Whew. How's it going? We are out here. Quickly queue up the practice server. And hopefully the game is set up. Hey, there we go. Nice. Yep, welcome. Brand new championships this week. And we're starting the night off with this bad boy. Audi Quattro S1. Looking forward to it. By default, this car sits way too high. If I reset the default, you see, ooh, there it goes. It sits way too high, and if I get into it, its pressures are an absolute disaster. But, you know, we can fix that through some setup tweaks. So, lowered the car down, gotten rid of a lot of tire pressure, and feels a lot better when you do that. Which is all fine and dandy. Alright. Actually get out on track. Wow. He's got a big old turbo and four-wheel drive. So it's gonna be an interesting one to drive. It's not the hardest thing ever once you get the setup dialed in, but it's definitely not the easiest either. It's not like much that I've driven beforehand. Might want to make this setup a little more oversteery, actually. It's feeling a little too safe at the moment. Oh, gone a bit too fast into here. Four-wheel drive though, so we can just power through the gravel. Or the grass, should I say. And then understeer wide here. I'll let Tim go. No clue how this thing is gonna race. I thought it'd be an interesting pick, so I picked it. Shouldn't have gone down to second there, that was a mistake. What's the top time currently? Oh, I can only see up to a 45. Went down too low there. Oh, followed Tim off the road. Left me space there, but this thing does wash out quite wide. Overtaking is not going to be easy here in the race, I can tell you that much. I think this is going to be one where the tires get absolutely chewed through. But, we shall see. Front tire pressure is squeaking up again, which I don't like. Oh, crap. Off into the gravel. If I could stop, that would be nice. Try lowering that by 1. We do have other tires, but they're just worse. Don't really want those. But we do we can get away with lowering the front end a bit more. Push it to 170. We'll raise the rear up a little bit. That should get a little bit more lively on the rear, which is kind of what I want. Tail for 42. That's a bit better, I think. Bit of a wobble there. But we're good. Do I have to brake reasonably early in this thing? car from the 80s, and it's quite heavy, so braking is not quite its forte. It is a weird looking LMP1. So hey Barrel, how's it going? Yeah, the LMP1 coming later. I should not have gone to second there. After this. In the Toyota TSO40. TSO40 only championship. A, because I couldn't be bothered to BOP the cars. B, because, well, nobody usually picks the Toyotas. So. Be interesting. Also, Toyotas are less reliant on the hybrid power out of all three. So, should make it a bit easier for people who don't really want to rely or don't really want to faff with the hybrid as much. You're exhausted? Could be bothered more, like, just couldn't. I mean, if I gave it, like, if I doubled its weight, that would have solved it. Yeah, plus 3,000 kilograms, yeah. 42.5 puts me 4th overall. So do pick the traditional fastest car, but it's 4,200 kilograms now. Yeah. How will this affect LeBron's legacy? That's a very good question. It won't. Be very surprised if it does. Unless you're telling me LeBron is secretly a fan of the streams. And me doing bad will Stuart. Saying the car's a turd. But these tire pressures keep creeping up, man. Don't like it. Go down. Fuck's sakes. I'm in like a bottomless pit of increasing tire pressures. Maybe you shouldn't have picked Brands Hatch if you didn't want your front left to get hotter and increase pressure. But the front right's doing it as well. So, not quite sure what's up there. Oh, we drifting. I'm 10 seconds a lap, son, and I was like, yes sir, I'm gonna throw my Audi out the window. Hey, Looper. I don't think it... nah, you'd have to, I feel like you'd almost have to try to be 10 seconds slower here, but I don't know. Yesterday was a long lap, so, you know, we're doing almost 3-minute lap times, so. Almost double what we're doing now. Well, not quite. I am quite intrigued to see how this tire wear is going to look at the end of the race, though. Not very good is what I can imagine. But in reality, I don't know how that's going to feel, because I've never taken this car that far. But it'll certainly be interesting, that's for sure. think this setup I got going quite now is quite nice. I don't know about those front tire pressures though. Maybe we'll change those. They do seem to be ballooning. I am like thoroughly abusing it here. 43. I downshifted too early again. I'm gonna break this engine, I think. Oh, I got on the throttle a little too early, but that worked out. I got on the throttle a bit too late there. So now we're trimming some grass. Use the handbrake. Oh, I hit the wall. Oh, come on, stop. This thing is a big old lubber. I dropped that. Oh, that's the lowest it can go. Alright, well. Did a few laps, so let's see. The fuel should be good. My friend's family had an 80s VW Passat when we were young. Many festival trips in it. The dash looks exactly the same. To be honest, it probably is, knowing that it's a VAG car. Actually, I don't... My Audi might have been part of VAG back then. But I mean, from what I know these days is that they reuse a lot of parts across their current lineup. I'd assume they probably did the same back then. And I mean, now that you say that, this dashboard, hang on, let me get the better view of it. Ooh. It is kind of reminding me of the one off of the Mark 1, Mark 2 Golf that's in Dirt Rally. Pretty close though, up front here, holy cow. Look at that. Top 5 by 2 temps. I'm at the back of this top 5, which is not good, but... How long we got to the race? Oh, we still got a little bit of time. Well, now we have... Stuart put it in the fastest lap. But we now have 7 cars in the 142 range. That's pretty cool. If it's going to stay like this in the race, this is going to be a tight race. A very tight race. I'm looking forward to that. If that's going to be the case. Should probably also start the recording button. One little thing as well is... Let's see... Yeah, so... If you head over to the main channel page and you head over to the community tab, there is a poll that I started last night in regards to what the fuck we're going to do after the 2 main races, given that it's looking likely that GT3 probably won't happen. There just doesn't seem to be interested in the series anymore. So, yeah, if that doesn't go ahead, then we have... bit of a backup plan. I have no idea what that is. I have not had any time to dwell on it, but hey ho, we'll see what people say. And that'll at least narrow it down to something a bit more concrete. Let's get out of here, because the race server will be going up very soon. Full lobby. Ooh, I haven't seen that. So hey Alexi, how's it going? Let's see. It's still saying Porsche for me. Reload that server browser. Yeah, full grid. Damn, nice. Good way to start off the season with a full split. There we go. We are in, and we also have the livery. You can't really see very well because the door's open. But let me load the setup and jump in the car. And yeah, Michael prepared a livery for me for this season, which is nice. He emblazoned it with his champ stamp on the back. Yeah, this is what I'll be running throughout the season. Something a little bit more interesting than just looking at like a plain color. Alright, let's get driving. Would love to have the brake bias adjustment in this car, but we don't have that, so... Gotta make do of what we have. Don't know if I'd already gotten a cut, or if I got lucky and that wasn't a cut. But I mean, this lap doesn't really matter because I mean it's practice and this is an out lap. Yeah, that grid in practice server looked very tight, so we could be in for an absolute banger here. I really couldn't say though. We'll have to wait till qualifying's finished and the race starts to truly see, but hopefully we do have a really exciting race on our hands here. I don't think we're going to be limit hunting as much here as we were in the Fiesta WRC, but this car does definitely evoke some similar traits. in the sense that it is effectively a four-wheel drive rally car. I mean, this obviously is the road-going version of the real-life rally car, but still has all that pedigree and technology in it. Oh, I am sliding. Oh, we both went a little bit deep into that corner. Oh. Tail just spontaneously combusted, it seemed. This is a tough car to get the balance of, so I think the racing is going to be quite hectic. Safe to say. Especially with the tyre wear being quite rampant. Definitely gonna have a show on our hands. Turn 1 is going to be very hard. Oh, I don't want to go too far backwards. I just want to park the car. Whew. It's good enough in practice. Oh, just off of fill there. Only practice though, and the track grip's quite low, so it's not really fully representative of what it's going to actually be like. As we now roll on to qualifying, this is going to be interesting. That was a bit of a gaggle. Getting out of pits. Maybe, in hindsight, maybe should have raced some of these pressures. But, because over one lap they're not gonna, or over like a couple of laps, they're not really gonna get up to where I want them to be, but whatever. Time to do a multiple runs, so try to get a little bit of temperature into them. Intentionally oversteering into the turns. Back off a little bit, just to give a little more of a buffer. As I lick the gravel as I come around to start my lap. Pedicule, tricky braking spot, especially in these big old bricks. corner and then just mash the throttle out onto the grass, which isn't ideal. It's going to compromise my lap. However, still going to keep on going. Not too much of a loss. Mika's gone wide. Surprised his lap is still valid. This car bucks all over the place through the corners. Actually peel off into the pits. Reset my run. Hopefully come out in a spot of clean air. What do you know? Oh, it's gonna be tight. The mic will go. But then it's pretty much clean behind him, so. Oh, and he's vanished. So I have an even bigger gap to work with. Okay, I'm down to P9, but I could definitely run a faster lap than what I did. It's almost holding back a little bit on that lap. I didn't want to get too close to Ilmari and Miko ahead. Or mostly Miko, because he made a couple of mistakes. Lost a lot of time. You set a bump rebound. There's a very good question. And it's one that I unfortunately don't fully know the answer to myself. Just kind of read the Assetto Corsa tooltips and hope that what they say is true. Which, from that logic, increasing bump and rebound makes the car a bit stiffer and more agile. But it can also make it more sketchy. And so sometimes, and so lowering it does the opposite. It makes the car a bit softer and a bit more understeery, but it's a bit easier to handle. So it depends on the front and the rear, what you really want to achieve on the front and rear axles as to how you would increase or decrease them. Oh, it's not great into turn 1. Got a little loose on the brakes. Ooh. This car is a stubborn one sometimes. Car up ahead is Matteo, but it looks like he's backed off of his lap. Hopefully he's not. Okay, he's backed right off. So he's. Thank you. I'm gonna get in my way. Braked a little late there, so that's the apex missed by a country mile. I think track grip has increased. Yeah, up to 100% now, so this should still hopefully be a faster lap than last time. Push me up the grid a bit more, and then go for a bit more of a Hail Mary this time around. We'll see. front left tire is not loving life, but well, that's a lot better. However, I've got the brake for paddock hill. Oh, I followed Danny off into the gravel. Whoops. I think I can get out for one more crack at this. 7 tenths off pole, it's not too bad. And P5 at the moment. Anyone push a 41? Oh, they have. Okay, the front top 3 have pushed into the 41s. It's still looking to be quite a tightly packed grid. So this is going to be an interesting one. Full field of Audis out here at Brands Hatch. With quite a tight group. How many are in the 42s? Ah, all the way down. Ooh, I should be looking where I'm driving. Down into beyond the top 10. Yep, down to 6th. Definitely want to go and bolster my lap up a little bit. If I can, that is. Should make it back in time, but whether or not I actually do a good lap or not is the real question. These two up ahead are having a bit of a tussle. I'm going to back right out of it. Should get going there before Michael crashes into the back of me. Here we go, final lap. Can I push a 41? It's not the greatest entry, but I think I did a little bit faster than last time, so I'll take it. Pick up that throttle quite nicely. Whoa, that wasn't great. P6 at the moment, that's still not too bad. Hello, Mihao. How's it going? Oh, it looks like Giannis. Oh, he's kept it. Well, he's off the track, but he's kept it. Shouldn't have gone down to second there. That was a mistake. Hoping this is still overall faster, but if not, starting P6 is not too bad. I'm down to 7th now. I should have picked up the throttle sooner. I really didn't. Try and get a tiny bit of a slipstream. That was not faster. This is going to be a really tight race, though. Extremely close grid that we've got going here. I think 32 should cover me for the race. Push it to 33 just in case. Take a look at the times. I mean, yeah, it's very close. Most of the grid is in the 42s. And I pray that that is enough. 24 minutes, yeah, that's enough. A lot of white cars ahead of me and a lot of white cars behind me. Something tells me maybe I should have ran the skin amp. But I always forget. Just like me how I'm gonna need it. Oh, that was an interesting buck off the line. The car was not particularly happy. Nice and slow through turn 1. Oh, I drifted up a bit. Just gonna leave me exposed here. The cars wanting to force their way up the inside. Big old gaggle up ahead. Stewart's off the road. 3 wide here. Me and Stewart still side by side. Yari just behind. Stewart's going to get through. I don't quite think I'm clear on Yari, but... oh no, I guess I am. So we're just going to move down ahead. Safe on the brakes. Stewart's gone very wide. Overtaking is going to be very hard here. However, mistakes are also going to be very heavily punished with how close this grid is. I think Stewart got a penalty. Driving awfully slow out of there. Whoa. He slowed up suddenly. Guess he got spooked by Robert getting a slow exit or something, I don't know. Doesn't matter. They've moved up a place. Overall. Bit of a backwards and forwards that lap, but net positive, so it's good. Oh, just lick the gravel there, it's not good. Tried to cover off the inside there, didn't do a good job of it. But Yari didn't go for a move, so... I did not get a good run out of there. It looks like he's overcooked it a bit. Losing even more ground. Not quite sure if this setup is as good as it could have been. I'm still struggling with a bit of boatiness through these turns. 42.1, that's not a bad lap though. Robert went a lap down. What the hell? Oh no. That was weird. Said he was 22nd. It seemed to have like just completely lost track of him for a little while, and then he sorted itself out. Never seen that happen before. Oh, I think he's losing connection. Oh no, that's not good. Yep, he's losing connection, all right. It's not good. Very not good. Yeah, he's 5th here at the moment as well, but I think he's having a... His ping seems to be fine, but he seems to be... Well, that was a risk of a penalty. He seems to be having some internet drops. Here and there. Which is weird. Hopefully those were the only 2. He's not going to have any more throughout this race. But, gotta keep a beady eye out. Just in case. He seems to be going awfully slow into turn 1. Holy cow. Not expecting that. Oh, I got a lot of understeer there. Right there about the close racing. We've got a lot of cars trained up here. There's a group of 3 behind me, and then there's even more further back. We're 6 minutes into this, and the grid hasn't spread out too much. Get a good run through there. Really got a time getting back on the power right, otherwise you just sail straight off the road. And this thing. Sometimes it's quite agile, other times you're reminded that this is indeed a brick. Flying brick at that. This front group is just a bit quicker than I am. For I am not really losing them. Seem to make gains and then fall back, then make gains and then fall back. It's like a yo-yo. Them fighting definitely helps. Leaders haven't pulled out that much of a gap. They definitely are steadily streaking away. Things are changing up here. Oh, 3 wide. Robert got hit. Too many cars trying to go for the same bit of tarmac. Doesn't quite work out when these cars are as big as they are. Bit of a shake-up in the order here, though. Properly packed up here now. Mario and Robert tripping over each other. Yari is closing in the meanwhile. They're really backing me into Yari here. This is not what I want. Might just have to go for Ascend at some point. But I gotta find that window first. Thanks. He is catching up to Yari, though, so maybe he can give Yari some bother. So Robert is gonna go for a bold lunge on Mari. However, he's gonna get shuffled to the back of this group. Oh. Oh, the slipstream! Oh, give me a little tap. A little tippy tap. Oh. Robert's aggression got the better of him there. Oh, Mari screwed that one. Still side by side though, this isn't ideal. I'm slightly ahead. He's gonna refuse to give up that space. He's gonna have the momentum. This is not a good spot to be in. Don't like being here. Robert's tucked back, but I'm off onto the sand. Ah, it's a penalty. Oh, that's a load of bollocks. I am like on the apex here. That's a load of tosh. Fuck you, game. Let's do it. That was an F indeed. Just the tiniest lick of a wheel on the grass, and off I go. Right, well, time to make up for lost time, I guess. Definitely make my way higher than 9th. I guess there's the one issue of four-wheel drive is that it's quite easy to get the power down out of corners. If you're on, as long as the car's pointing the right way. So when someone gets really offline, you just make it a little bit harder to really sort of take full advantage of that like you would in like a rear-wheel drive car or something. Yeah, the left front is very hot, but that's kind of just the nature of this track. It's quite punishing on the front left. Whoa, that's close to a penalty. Michael went off a bit there. Oh, looks like Mark got a penalty. To gut my inside and then chicken out on the brakes, didn't he? Really not where I want it to be. Can he make his mind up whether he wants to overtake me or not? Come on, hurry up. Fuck's sakes. Oh yeah, that's... what the fuck happened there? Huh? You see that? He was under the ground. I don't I don't think that was intentional. I saw his car was under the ground. I know, I have to look back on it in the replay, but that was weird. Car should have not have... It's almost as if like he went... I don't know what happened there. That's weird. Very weird. Because even if he would have hit me on the rear, the car wouldn't have spun around that violently. And most of the damage is on my left side. I really don't know what happened there. Because the back's mostly... Oh, the back is destroyed as well. Oh, I guess the goal is now top 10. It's going to be hard to get. We're quite far ahead. I'm in a bit of a bent car. That being said, tyres are held on a lot better than I expected. The tyre were kinda plateaued out after a while. I was worried it was going to just absolutely plummet, but it seems to have held on. Somebody's gone off. There's on the rear of Rastanik. I assume that's for the lead. Have to be. 0.4 seconds, damn. Yeah, whatever the fuck happened there, aside, and the stupid penalty earlier. Definitely right about the field being very close. I mean, in some other races, I could have made those two mistakes and I would have still been in the top 10. But, yeah, I've dropped right back down the order. Closing in on Tim and Paul. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to catch them in these 2 minutes. Should be 2 laps to go. But, I'm not too sure on Paul, but I know at least Tim is quite rapid. I also don't know how much this damage is necessarily costing me. This car doesn't have a lot in terms of aero, but might be doing something. And the cracked windscreen is not the best visual aid. Let's just say that much. To be honest, it's not the worst cracked windscreen I've seen in AC. I've seen cracked windscreens before where you literally can't see anything. So I'll take this one. Doesn't even look like the windscreen's cracked, really. It looks more like cracked earth. Like when you've got drought and stuff and the ground sort of starts crackling up. Rather than a window. Alright, last lap. A pretty comparative lap time to the 2 cars ahead. Francisco off on the gravel, but he's a lap down. That was almost me off on the gravel. Just trying to get as much power down as I could on the exit there. Yeah, I'm not really catching on these guys as much as I wanted to. shit. A little bit too deep into there. But we made the corner. It's all good. Yeah, wow, these tires really could hold on for perhaps another 10 more minutes or so, I think, before they truly fell off. That's it. Final lap. Not what we wanted, but it's what we got. Oh, maybe that's what happened to earlier on. Bear got a misshift. That's what caused Mark to get backed up so badly earlier on. Yeah, not a lucky race for me. Oh well, it's only part 1 of the night. Make sure I have that setup saved. It's a good enough baseline to work on. Oh, yeah. He had a good battle up front, so I hear. I didn't see who won it in the end, though. I guess I'll see on the results. 3 attempts between the two of you. Pretty tight. At least from what AC's telling me. Very tight. P2 was fast at the end, but yeah, overtakes were hard. He had to go very hard. Alright, let's... Oh, shit. I pressed the right button on the wrong window. Alright. Jump to the start. Got an okay start. Yeah, actually, yeah, what the hell happened on the start, even? The car kinda... Well, I think it just... Yeah, it just kinda got a bit unsettled on the way it slammed down on the rear. I don't think it liked that too much. It definitely cost me a bit of momentum off the start. Don't have to throw the Audi out the window just yet. Oh yeah, it wasn't necessarily my best move sliding out there in front of Robert. Should have been more aggressive in covering off the inside, but I knew some people were going to go for a dive bomb side, and I was like, I'd rather not risk it. Surprised everyone made it through this first lap, at least up here. He still got a bit slippery, but couldn't get past him. And yeah, I think he got a penalty. Where would he have got that penalty? I really don't know. Doesn't cut it here. Doesn't cut it here either. But he slows down a lot on corner exit. I have no clue. Oh, yep, here we go. I think this is what Robert was saying about the misshift. Oh, well, that's... Hang on. It's not very helpful. It's telling me he was in neutral all the way through. I don't quite think he was. Oh. Oh, no, that gear... Okay, that gear was right. He just put it into neutral. Well, I guess, yeah, there was one really bad misshift. who's in neutral before the corner, and then just suddenly engages second on the exit. Oh, it slows the car down even more. Mind you, lagged out of turn 3 and appeared 3 spots down. Well, on my end, you appeared beneath me. I think. I don't know, we'll take a look at that. Hey, Robert had a couple of funny lag moments, actually, I just remembered. I guess if I go back to me, we'll see them, because I was hunting him down at this point. Let me check OBS, though. I don't think I had any internet problems. Only 36 frames were dropped, which is like nothing, given that there's 60 frames every second. But here, he just... he's gone. And he's back. And it worked away on this group. Caught up to them quite nicely, and they started fighting. Was Phil... oh no, Phil, yeah. Phil jumps ahead of Almaty. Where is it? Down here. Pretty aggressive move up the inside. Had to be bold here, I guess, though, to make these overtakes really work. Robert was even more bold going down the inside, which didn't work. I'm not really sure what he was hoping for here, because Phil was trying to give Omari space to come back on track, and next thing he knows, he's got a Robert up his inside. I got quite wide here, but we kind of stay line astern. He was really slow into that corner here. They're tripping over each other left, right, and centre. Where is it? There's a corner where he attempts to go in. Where is it? Oh, here, yeah. He tries to repeat what Phil did, but he was a day late and $1 short. Didn't quite work out. So, around the outside I go. Almost lost it again to him here. But the slipstream actually came in clutch. This car is a brick, and therefore punches a gaping hole in the air. You give me a little tap there. I don't think I did anything wrong there necessarily. He just came in a little hot. Yeah, I really should have just dive bombed Marty there. But he goes in a bit too deep here, so I go up his inside, but I don't have a lot of room to work with, so actually by the time we come out, then gotta love AC slipstream physics. I'm actually carrying him along here. You love to see it. Okay, I'm kind of stuck on the outside. It's really not where I want it to be. Nah. Just got on the brakes. Didn't really see exactly where the car was because I was too busy looking in front and in my mirrors. Just licked the grass. That's all it took. Out into the gravel and then a penalty. And then I was kind of stuck on the apex as these three came along. Not where I wanted to be either. Not a good place to serve a penalty, but I really didn't have a choice. Held off Stewart. And then caught up. And Mark got a penalty. But served it just before the corner. Don't know what you were doing here. You were bloody so indecisive on whether or not you wanted to get past me or not, it seemed. Bumbling your ass around, deciding whether or not you want to overtake someone is never going to end well. Yeah, what the fuck? That is some fucking bullshit if I've seen it. There we go. Whee! It just scoops my car up, and off I go into the gravel. I think that's a you problem. Because otherwise, if it was me, everyone else would have gone. But Stuart's fine. Your car just engages Tron mode for a brief second, and bam, off I go. Nothing either of us really could have done there. Shit happens. But like, all I saw was, hang on, if I go frame by frame. Yeah, I see your roof here. I'm like, what the fuck? There's a car like, yeah. Oh, hang on. I just see the roof of an Audi scoop past me in the floor. And I'm like, that's not quite right. And also, yeah, with the way the car just, like, aggressively flicked up. Like, I wouldn't do that from getting hit in the rear. So. Try not to understeer into me. Well, if you're trying not to understeer into me, then maybe you've chosen the wrong spot to try and make a move. I tried to make ground back up on Tim and Paul, but I did, but it wasn't really enough. Too little, too late. See the... Oh wow, yeah, it really was tight. He started closing in. I guess he just didn't have the room. 3D dive bomb. Yeah, you've seen getting punted from the front, back, left, and right, but you've never seen getting punted from the underneath. Alright, let's see. For the Toyota, how many we got? 12. Alright, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Still a few minutes to go. Yeah, it definitely seems like you dropped internet for just a brief moment. And that, I don't know. As you saw earlier, I saw Robert did exactly the same thing. But then he just appeared back on track with no issues. So... must have just been kind of an erroneous lag spike, I guess. It's the only real thing I can think of. Okay, let me bring up the results. That's a window for NASCAR Race 2003. That's not what I want. There you go. Voila. Shit, which car? Oh, Audi. I'm stupid. Let's see, where am I? All the way down here. With that one incident point. Rest in pepperonis. Not the start I wanted, given that at one point I was running in 5th. And I would have happily stayed 5th all the way to the end, but... not to be. Yeah, I was definitely faster than the two ahead. I was on pace with all the cars. I was on pace with pretty much all the cars ahead of me. Except from... Robert's line in the position chat. Oh, yeah! Yeah, it said on my end, yeah, he dropped from like 5th to 22nd. And he was a lap down. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it told me at one point he was 22nd and a lap down, and I was like, well, that's not right. And then he popped back up to 5th again all of a sudden. And then there was obviously that moment I showed earlier where he lagged into the world. Wow, look at that! I pretty much lost the same spots each time. It's like a set of stairs. Just crooked stairs of tragedy. Oh, yeah, that was a pretty tight race, Omari. It was very tight indeed. Tia fast in qualifying. Matteo, Amadi, Phil, Stuart, Mark, myself, Robert, Yari and Alexi. Ooh. Pretty tight spread on the lap times. You can't see obviously below 10th, but there are a lot of cars in the 42s. Yeah, you did really good. Rapid in qualifying and pretty rapid in the race as well. Robert actually set the fastest race lap. Just a smidge faster than Mattia. A little bit faster than Matteo. Then Omari, Alexi, myself, Michael, Yari, Miko, and Phil. Top 10. Again, very tight. This group here. Very close on the lap times. It's kind of crazy. I'm hoping it stays that way throughout the championship. If it does, it's going to be an epic season, I think. But we'll have to see. Next round's Tor Poznan. I quite like that. Well, yeah, that was the main track I tested this car, and I quite liked it. So, and it usually puts on some good racing, so hopefully we should have a pretty good show next week. At least I hope. But we can only wait and see. No point really looking at the championship standings, given that incident points no longer affect the results. It's just the same as the race results at the moment, so. Almost time for the Toyota, though. And then we got 13 at the moment. Hopefully, this is gonna work as intended. The boss man himself did ask me for the fixed setup, so technically it's my fault if the fixed setup is wrong. But, hey-ho. But it should just be the default. And hopefully it should allow us to change the hybrid deployment modes as well. So. Let me take a quick peek at the poll. I have too many tabs open. Poll has stayed the same. Okay. Should be time for the server to go up. Final check on the head count. 14. Alright. Did have a last minute sign up. Yep, Paul. Squeaked in at the crack of dawn. Yeah, Mari's often pretty quick. But I guess maybe he hadn't done many he hadn't done much practice in the car, I don't know. It's a bit of a... This car's not quite like anything I've really driven in AC. So... I mean, at least to me, I've had to kind of learn a bit of a different way of driving with this car. But it's a fun challenge. Quick-ish. Don't downplay yourself. Did do a little bit of practice before stream. Mostly because I just had a bit of free time and had nothing better to do with it. But, what should we call it? My brain is just, like, shut down. Yeah, I knew the car, obviously, from testing. Well, from the tiny bit of testing I did for the championship, I knew the car needed a bit of work on the setup to actually make it, like, usable in a race. So, had to go and do that. Definitely can work on the base a bit more, but I think what I cooked up was good enough. Anyways, here we are in the Toyota. Let's check. Pick the softs, mediums, and hards. Yep. Fuel. Fill the tank up. Why not? Can you change the hybrid modes? Yes. That's what I wanted. Take this bad boy into charging and max traction control. Let's get out there. Oh, check some mismatch. Yeah, the front left got really pounded at Brands. And all the tires needed to be lowered quite a lot. But yeah, I'm actually running a custom livery for this car, because there were like, there's only 2 default liveries. So this is based off of that Daytona. Yeah, Michael puts it correctly. How do you get checksum with base content? I guess someone's installed some physics mods or something for the TSO40 and just forgot about them. I did do a race in this car, an open setup race, about a month or so ago now, on this exact track. I did have a vague clue as to how to hybrid deploy around here. I've completely forgotten it since then, though, so... Italians always find a way to mess up everything. I think Matteo's probably still reeling from Ferrari blowing it on the weekend, literally. I like this car on its default setup, though. It's a little bit skittish at the rear. The rear does pivot, but it's very controllable. Unless you absolutely smash the curb like I did there. It's not a big fan of you smashing sausage curbs. We should be running, theoretically, on the same rules as, oh, too much power too soon. Same rules as last season in the Formula 1 cars, with the boosted fuel and tire wear multipliers. So, should add a little bit more thought into the race, but given that these are endurance cars, might not put as much of an emphasis on it. We'll have to see. And we're also not going to be running cars that are, like, loaded to the brim with fuel. because this thing is designed to last a couple of hours. Well, not a couple of hours, but looks like a bike sidecar on your left. Guess it does a little bit. Keep forgetting about the hybrid boost. It's not doing me well if I'm forgetting about the main thing in this car. I'm not emptying that yellow bar in the lap, I'm doing it wrong. I set the fastest lap of the session. But it's only practice, so it doesn't really matter too much. Oh, the understeer through there. Boost down. Oh, practice ended. God damn it. Alright. Let's bolt these old, I don't know how much fuel I'm going to need for qualifying. I'll put in like 15 soft tires, and that's about all we can do. They say on P's, if you're understeering, you're taking the corner too slow. No, let's push that back a little bit. Turning my out lamps, I'm not really going to bother touching the hybrid. Save it all for the end of the lap where we can just go Hail Mary on the start for the actual time lap. Yeah, you did miss the Audi race. How was it? The field was very tight. It was very hard, which is awesome, but it was very hard to pass because Brands Hatch. And it would have been... It was quite a fun race for the first half, and then it just came crashing down in the second. First, because I got a bit of a silly penalty for putting a wheel on the grass and skidding out onto more grass. That the game deemed me gaining an advantage. Despite the fact I lost, like, 4 positions. Yeah, then Shark Attack, yeah. Hey Fred, how's it going? Oh. Oh, lock the rear axle. Fuck. Right, I'll keep it going though. Still at A lap here. maybe that was not a smart idea on the brake bias. Oy hee hee. Guzzled a little too much power then, but it's fine. Still got plenty left for the rest. Over 145. Seven for me, that's not too bad. Especially given the near spin I had at the start of the lap. Michael's just noticed the fuel increase. Wide there, it's fine. Down into the 45s, if he wasn't already. Six for me. $45.9. Nice. Not gonna have enough fuel to do another lap though. Might not even have enough time to do another lap. I have to be very quick. Just get the car out. 2 minutes. Should be enough. Push that to 56. Tear down to the 44s. Crikey. Yeah, some guy checked some mismatched with base content. What I think has happened is that he's probably installed some kind of physics mod for the car. Okay, I'm not getting by me as quickly as I'd expected to kind of get out of it there. Tia now jumps him. Manual cars? Yes, I do. I think manual deployment's the best way, so. You do have options, but I have it on manual deployment. Means I can prioritize boost to where I really need it, and not waste it on like really dumb sections of track. In the AC, yeah, kind of, yeah. Because I mean, like, deploying through this bit here, completely pointless, really. However, deploying out of here, very handy. Totally dominant in this, of course, but I don't have enough buttons for all the gadgets. You only need one, really. And that could either be the button to cycle through the modes, or you put it like I have into manual and just use the cars button. Shouldn't it be before every straight? I mostly use it to just boost out of the lower speed corners. Usually onto the straights. Well, a little deep there, but that kind of worked out. .44. Nice. Me up into P3. Actually, I have no clue how much I'm gonna need for the race start. So let's quickly go back and just shove a load in the car and see what we get. 24 minutes is good enough. 23 minutes. I'll put 46 in. What are lap times? I think 45 should be good enough. Tires, I'm thinking medium. Looks like the rest of the grid is thinking medium as well. Apart from a couple of the people towards the middle back. Right, this is going to be an interesting start, because obviously everyone's going to be running different hybrid deployments off the line. Fix setup, what have you done? Brilliant things. You're supposed to be the chosen one. Just a little luck, I am gonna need it. All these suckers using their hybrid boost up on the start. Noobs. Oh my god, I almost died there. Whoops. Oh wait, shit, I think my brake bias is back on like 454. I don't want it there. See, because I didn't waste my boost at the start, I can now do this. Oh shit. Lock my brakes. Which wasn't ideal. He's tried again, and he got checksum mismatched again. Oh, the understeer. Fucking out. Ugh. Time to burn a hole in this battery pack down the straight. I did lose more at the start, but hey ho. Live with the decisions that I made. You see the power of manual deployment, though. I'm laying waste to these guys on the exits of these corners. From Northern China. Oh. Podium is still within reach, so all is not lost. Phil might be manual deploying as well. Maybe not. I just scooted around him. Fucking hell. Look at the closing speed! Jesus Christ. Oh, that was not what I wanted. Jeez, boosting back. too high there. Kind of screwed myself. So you can drive it on knife edge? Kind of. Dirty air does not help things, I will tell you that much. A little bit sketchy in the dirty air, and Phil just got away. And I maybe could increase the traction control a little bit, but I might try that. Let's try 4 and see what happens. Lowest is a little too little. Michael down in 7th. Oh my god! That was not good. I think I went fully airborne there. Oh, Michael's gone all the way out. Oh no. A little bit more for that first turn. He does not like those bumps on the curbs. Michael's not doing so well with Stowe. I'll tell you that much. Oh, yellow flag up ahead. Seems like maybe 2 cars ahead of this little group have come to blows. close up to that group a bit more. Kind of hurting not being in that slipstream. For 5th here. It's tightening up quite a lot between Simon, Phil, Michael and myself. A little bit of dirty air there. Phil on the dirt a little bit. I think I dumped a bit too much hybrid there. Got a bit too eager on the button. But it's okay. Oh, Michael getting loose. Holds on to it though. Oh, my traction control cucked me there on the exit. Good bit. Michael washed out. I took a bit too much of a shallow line into there. Oh, Michael lagged a little bit. I think that was weird. Almost thought he wasn't gonna stop then. Whoa, what the hell? These cars are tough. Oh, dirty air coming in. A little too close to Michael there. Really closing him down on this straight. Holy cow. Oh, he's off onto the grass a little bit. I was left with nowhere to go there. He was so much slower on that start-finish line. Oh, he's lost it. He saved it, though. Now boost away. Done quite nicely. I'm trying to close down that gap to Phil and Simon. Threw me off a little bit there, but it's fine. Phil just got ahead. Simon. Simon gonna challenge him back. He is. Not quite though. And we've got like 4 minutes. Whew. Holding on with that slipstream. Car bounces around a lot. Simon's gone wide. Michael hit the curb a bit. He got proper out of shape there. Ooh, we're closing up to the Yari and whoever's ahead of him. I got very wide there, which was not ideal. Might be a little too late though. The tires holding up. They're about to hit the yellow. Traction control. Oh, we both went a bit wide there. Michael's dropped back quite a bit though, which helps me out. There comes the yellow tires. Oh, that was a risky line there. This is it though, final lap. Yeah, he seems to be struggling. Given that Phil and Simon are now all over him. really seem to have the steam in me, though, to catch them. But who knows? All could change. This is a tough race, though. I'd say this is a lot harder than those Formula 1 cars we drove last season. That's it. Well, I guess it's again, it's a different kind of challenge, but it's definitely a race where I have to be very focused from start to finish. I guess especially with the manual deployment, I'm having to do it all myself. As much speed as I wanted to. Yeah, probably. But it is what it is. You live and you learn. You live and you learn. That was still a fun race, though. Tough as nails, though. I was on edge pretty much the whole time. If the guy didn't have hybrid, he would have been nowhere. He must have. Had to have had hybrid. The car is useless without it. Just fiddling around with it, huh? Yeah, fucking hell that was. Same top two as the last race. Could have been close to the here, but too many mistakes. Yeah, I really shot myself in the foot right as the race started. Because I made the really dumb decision to not boost off the line. Material domination, good ball fight. Yeah, you know, let the little guy win for once, eh? Come on. Alright, let's get the replay up. Started right for about 5 seconds, not realize it was... Oh! I guess we had different boost strategies then, because I was using it 100% manual. Yeah, see, so on the start, I'm like just like, okay. And then... I was kind of hoping that, like, me stocking the boost here would have allowed me to have just, you know, cruised past everyone here. But, I mean, it kind of worked for the opening lap. The amount of boosts I was getting on the exits were pretty big compared to the other people, but... Big Enrico Ferrari's trap from the start. Yeah, it is an interesting system. That's why I wanted to run a hybrid car. Really changes up the racing. So you have a whole extra factor to manage. Now, if I would have picked the Porsche, this would have been even more important. I almost got Simon, but I didn't outbrake him. Well, yeah, Phil with the speed. I'm shocked by the difference in speed, yeah. But that's the thing, everyone has their own different ways of doing it. Some people rely on the manual mode or the automatic modes. They use different ones. Some use a mixture. Some, like me, use fully manual. And so everyone... And also, when people choose to deploy the boost, it's different. So you get, like, this big, like, ebb and flow in the race. High preserve, perfect for this track. Yeah, the one issue of manual is you see shit like this happens. I'm carrying so much speed, but I had to just, like... I don't even think I meant to hit the brakes there, actually. But there are a couple of instances where I had to really get out of the... I had to really get out of it. Because I just boosted onto the back of someone. I was like, oh shit, I've got nowhere to go. I think I stuck too strictly to my boost plan as well. Should have embraced the, like, sort of dynamic nature of being able to just boost wherever the fuck I wanted. Oh yeah, I almost died here. Did not get a good curb bounce. These cars are quite easy to unsettle. Bonk. Nearly dead. But I mean, everyone's got to deal with the same sketchy car, so... Even playing field. It seemed like Michael was not having a great time in Dirty, yeah? Especially at Stowe. He's off the road pretty much every lap there. Let's see... Oh no, he keeps it on this time. Oh, I cheated and just downloaded one off of Race Department. Not even like LMP1 skin, it's like a Daytona prototype livery. But it was made for... Some guy made it for the TSO 40. So I was like, yoink! I'll take that. Because obviously, you know, for people who I don't have deliveries of, they're going to show up as just carbon fiber. I was almost going to just run a carbon fiber car, but I was like, eh. And then obviously, you have the two default liveries, the 7 and the 8, which are exactly the same. There weren't many on Race Department, though. There was this one... There was a couple of bootleg Peugeot liveries, like one for the 2010s one and one for the old 905. And then there was one which was like a replica of the Toyota GT1. Another one that was a replica of the TSO 50, and that was it. I can't remember what happened. I had a bit of a battle with Michael. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know what happened there. The car was like, no, I'm not gonna go right. I'm gonna keep going left. And I was like, oh shit. You know, I was thinking this was gonna be easier than the F1s, but I do almost think this is harder than the Formula 1 cars. We had a 90s red and white Toyota. I'm guessing he downloaded that one off of Race Department and just named it after himself. Because I didn't rename this. I just plopped it in. Oh, you wondered what I'd done then? Yeah. I had, I closed up with so much speed, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this, so I'm just gonna... not gonna do anything with it. I sent it up the inside there. I think that was... that? Marlboro livery? No, it would have been the old, like, Toyota GT1 livery, I assume. Yeah, I think Michael tried, but he didn't quite make it work. One thing I gotta say, though, one thing I don't like about racing these LMP1s is when you turn into the apex here, you can't fucking see it. I had to guess every lap where this corner is. I just couldn't see the apex. Sometimes I hit it, sometimes I didn't. Use the other camera, I guess you mean this one? Or this one? Saying sometimes you hit it is very generous. Fuck you, Fred. But my cursor on my view hat, so each time I boost I looked around. Also, I guess, this one. Yeah, I would have run this one, but I like to see the steering wheel and the dashboard. It's a bit awkward to see the hybrid stuff in this car, though, because it's, like, down there. I don't really know what Toyota were thinking with that. So I kind of just, like, have to, like, side-eye the, like, what I can see of the battery gauge, and it's like, well, that's helpful. I mean, at least I can see it, but it's not really there. I mean, the more useful one, anyway, was just the gear zap. Like in a submarine. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this car behaves at the other tracks, though. I think I did at least one lap of most of the tracks. Oh yeah, I almost died there. That was an interesting one. Yeah, this car is on the default. It's on a knife's edge. So it's going to be interesting, given how much we're going to be pushing. Yeah, it's there. Man, it's hard to... Oh. There you go. You have all this information, and it's just... none of it's on the steering wheel, because they have all these bloody dials and switches and stuff. I mean, yeah, I use this, which is good enough. It tells me everything I need. Admittedly, it's a little out of the way also, but when you kinda, after a while, you kinda figure out where you should and shouldn't be boosting, and then it works out. But it is a lot easier to read the Gears app, which is here, compared to that, which is all the way down there. Using the boost is also useful to oh yeah, because it powers the front wheels. But it's a little bit of a waste, I would say, to just hammer it on to catch a slide, given that the traction control kind of does a lot of the work for you. I'm on the F2 camera. Yeah, really closed up ahead. I don't really know what happened with Yari. But he slowed up a lot on these last few laps. And got challenged by Phil. Didn't work out in the end for Phil, but he was close. Shit, I spent a long time looking at that. 33 people signed up. On 2 for the GT3s. Lol. That ain't happening then. Not surprised. People just don't care for the GT3s anymore. Which one? That's the wrong one. This one. Haha. Okay. Very clean race. Only 2 incident points in the whole field. I guess Jan and Paul must have had a tap at one point. Pretty close grid once again. Majority of the field in the 45s. Michael put in a 44.9. Damn. That start was still my biggest downfall. Never really recovered from that. I really should have just... That's a lesson learned for next time. Thought I'd make it back, but didn't really pan out. The maths did not add up. And then kind of got stuck down there for the rest of the race. But had some fun battles with Phil and Michael, so it was worth it. Yeah, well, it was just a horrendous call. It worked out for me fine, like a while ago when I did like a smaller race here. But there was a lot more variety in that race and it was a smaller field, so it was a lot easier for me to get those spots back. It wasn't as tight and competitive as it was here. But yeah, Mattia, both 1-2 in the race and qualifying. No surprises there. Me in 3rd in qualifying, Alexi 4th, Yari 5th, Phil 6th, Michael 7th, Simon in 8th, Paul 9th, and Yuka in 10th. Then in the race, obviously those two. Then Michael with a surprise 144 in the race. Oh wow, yeah, they never... I was a lot closer than I thought I was in qualifying to those two. Holy shit. And I didn't realise how close I was to the top two. Wasn't that close in the race though. Don't know how they were able to pretty much match their soft tire laps on the mediums, but... Okay. Yeah, then Michael, Simon, myself, Yari, Phil, Alexi, Yuka, and Jan. And now, we're in America for most of the rest of this championship. I didn't realize how many American tracks I'd chosen. Or, North American continent, because Canada's technically not America. But it's in the North American continent, so counts. Kinda. Shut up. I'm taking it. We're heading stateside and we're not really coming back. Well, we're suddenly jumping over to Pearl Harbor and then to Japan. But then we're going back. Atlanta of default will be interesting. Yes, it will be. It will very much be. Did I test Atlanta? I think I did. I don't remember. I don't think I tested all of these tracks, I'll be completely honest with you. I just looked at them and I was like, yeah, these will work with this car. I mean, I had driven Silverstone in the car before, but I hadn't tested it. Actually, have I driven it in this car? I think last time I was in the Audi. No, I wasn't here because I had that setup. Most Sport I think I tested as well. Daytona I didn't test, but it's Daytona. Road Atlanta, I'm not sure if I tested. I did test Okayama. That one's going to be an interesting one. Very tight. Not a lot of room for error, but it's big enough at points to allow for some overtakes in these cars, so it's going to be an interesting one. And Road America, it's Road America. But, whew. In the end, it looks like the GT3s did not happen, though. Well, I think it did start, but there was only 3 people, so wouldn't have mattered. I'm not really gonna go and race 3 people in some of the most dull cars in Assetto Corsa. Around Monza for 30 minutes. That would not be ideal. However, next week, let's see, what have we got? Starting the week off with Donny's Championship. Oh boy, St. Pete. Bad memories of what happened last time when we raced at St. Pete. Hopefully history does not repeat itself, and I don't end up in a 5-car pile-up at that, turn 3? Turn 4? I don't know. A heavy braking zone at the end of the long straight. Because that was not good last time. Yeah, I certainly didn't. Also, hang on. Oh, yeah, what the fuck? I just noticed, looking at the window, well, you can't see my OBS, but looking at the OBS, and I can move it down. It's like here, where Donny said, like, your start was shit. I actually didn't see that message, because YouTube's changed their settings, but they fucking hide moderation activity by default now, for whatever reason. I turned it off. Or I turned it on, so it was back, like, to normal. But then, I accidentally refreshed the chat window, so it disappeared. That was weird. Alright. Well, yeah, then next, my series is going to Tor Poznan. No, I'm on live chat. I'm always on live chat. Tor Poznan should be awesome in these cars. If the grid stays as tight as it did from Brands Hatch, it's going to be a crazy race. And the TSO40 at Mosport also should be a lot of fun as well. Coincidentally, next round for both of these is the track in the thumbnail. Mosport there, and Tor Poznan there. I didn't notice I'd put both of them as round 2. But that's how it's worked out. We'll say the tire wear and the fuel usage in the, and we'll see how it goes throughout the series, especially on the tire wear side of things, but the, yeah, the tire wear and fuel usage really didn't have as much of an impact as I thought it would in the TSO40. Which I guess makes sense, because, you know, endurance car. But I kind of was banking on that we would get some of the, like, chaos that we got at the start of the Formula 1 races. where people are suddenly running like an extra like 70 kilograms of fuel and are on like tires that are like 2 seconds a lap slower. And they're having to re-gauge their mind to deal with that, and they just... Because that was interesting. Also, the tire wear is a lot more aggressive, even on the correct tire compounds in the Formula 1 cars. So like at Watkins, I absolutely shredded my tires to smithereens. And as fuel burnt off, you could really feel the difference towards the end, but in these, I don't really feel much of a difference. The lap time fell down throughout the race, obviously, as we burnt the fuel, but really wasn't too much of a difference, I didn't feel, between the start of the race and the end in terms of how the car really felt. It was equally as sketchy at the beginning as it was at the end. Well, anyways, didn't quite go the way I wanted it to tonight, but I think I'm going to wrap up early. No GT3 race, and I don't really have any idea of anything I want to do to keep the stream going for any longer. So yeah, thanks again to everyone who showed up and raced. Thanks to everyone who's shown up in the chat. And yeah, we got some fun races next week. Looking forward to those. And yeah, we'll see you all next time. Adios.